is Exodus 15:3. It reads, "The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is his name." Alright, before I get started, I want to start by saying, Call Halayim, La Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, by Shem Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostle elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. Peace and salutations to you brothers out there that's pushing this word and righteousness and sincerity to USA Shalom. This is your brother Amawan from the GMS Charlotte camp coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakwadash. Alright, in this lesson I'm going to entitle World War III is the will of the Most High. Alright, because this third world war, which is brewing, is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, his will, alright, because he's about to use this third world war as to be the end all be all for the so-called white man who is Esau Edom in the scriptures, his downfall. Alright. And so I read Exodus 15:3 because, like I said, this is the will of the Most High, man, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he is with these wars, man. Alright. Because this whole game called life, man, alright, is the Most High's movie. And we're just playing out our parts, man. All right, and so like any movie, you have drama, man, and the drama comes through fighting or whatever type of drama that comes with it, man. But in the most part, it comes through a form of fighting, man. All right, and in this power struggle with on the earth between righteousness and wickedness, man, that's gonna get stamped out by this World War III, man. All right, so that's why I'm gonna read it again. Exodus 15:3. It says, "The Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is a man of war. Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is his name. All right, the Lord is a man of war. Therefore, he is the one orchestrating and doing everything in the earth to allow this World War III to take place, man. Because every conflict that's ever happened on the earth was ordained by the Lord, man. Because like Isaiah 45:7 tells you that the Lord, matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. So like Isaiah 45:7, it reads, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and I make evil. I, the Lord, do all these things," right? So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the one behind the scenes orchestrating and doing everything, man. All right, because like I said, this is the will of the Heavenly Father to help bring the downfall of the devil, which is the so-called white man. All right, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is having all the chess pieces fall into place so that this stage can be set for this World War III, man. All right, because this is what's gonna bring Esau's downfall, man. All right. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is allowing these different nations to mount up to come against the so-called white man. That's why you have these different rumors of wars with threats from North Korea. You got threats from Russia, China, Syria, Iran, all these different nations, man. Because this war is imminent, man. All right. And so Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the one that's orchestrating it, man. Because if it was up to these nations to do these things, man, they would allow them to go ahead and go forward. But this is Yahweh Shem Yahushua's movie, like I stated before, man. All right, and so the Lord is the one that's moving the pieces together, man. This pretty much is like a real life game of chess, man. And the Lord is strategically placing the pieces on the board on where to go to help set the stage, man. All right, and this is proof. This is Proverbs 21:1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will." So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is manipulating the king's mind, but that's what the word heart, man. It goes back to the Hebrew word la'ab, which is talking about your mind, man. All right, because the world teaches you the heart. Heart is just the muscle. All right, So it's actually, when you go into the meaning of the word heart, it's actually talking about your minds. The Lord is working on these nations leaders' minds, to do this the different different things to help set the stage for World War III. Man, that's why you're constantly hearing about Vladimir Putin or Kim Jong Un or what's the other guy's name? Assange from Syria. I'll talk about these different news stories about World War III. World War III. You're always hearing about that. If you brothers are constantly plugged in to the RT News and Smart News and BBC and all these foreign news stations, man, because you ain't gonna get none of these updates from these local news stations like CNN and different things like that, man, unless it's something serious that happens, because they're controlled, by America, which they're not gonna let these peons know what's going on outside the U.S., man. But like I said, neither here nor there, but if you pay attention to what's going on outside of the U.S., man, like these news stations are constantly hitting you with different feeds about what's going on, as far as this world's war, man. Because Trump, he's sent the troops over there to the Middle East, man. Troops are on, set foot on the ground. They sent tanks over there. He made the decree, the law that he was going to take troops out, and he sent them right back in, man. You constantly hearing updates about what's going on over there, man. But this is just tidbits here and there before the big stuff start happening, man. Because guerrilla warfare is slowly making its way in, man. And like I said, this is the Lord making making these things happen, man. Because like I said, this was prophesied in the Bible, and also these Edomites had this illustrious plan set out through their Illuminati, man. All right, and this is a quote from one of the high people, dealing with the Edomites, man. His name is Albert Pike, and it's an actual book that he wrote because he's a Freemason. The highest level you can get is a 33 degree Grand Wizard, man. All right, so he was in the know on what the plans were to help set up this new world order, man. All right, and so speaking of the three wars war, which are in the scriptures, I'm gonna get into Lord willing in a little bit, but this is an excerpt from his book that he had wrote. All right, this is a speech. It says the first world war must be brought in to order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the czars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergencies caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and the Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy other governments, in order to weaken the religions, which they did that, man. All right, because excuse me, Esau, he does these different things where he sets up these agent provocateurs, to help set these coups, you know, and overthrow these different governments to help further slacking. I got the burp slacking. Help overthrow their agenda, for these people that don't want to play ball for them, man. So majority of these leaders that you see, well, really all these leaders that you see, you know, that's in place against these other nations or whatnot, man. They're all placed in their position of power, to help further this new world order agenda, man. All right, and so World War I was funded by the elites, the so-called 1%, the bankers, to help pretty much set in motion the plans to put the new world order into play. And so First World War, we just got into why it said that happened. All right, World War II, it says the Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the facet and the political Zionists. This war must be brought so that the Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel and Palestine. During the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough to order to balance uh, Christendom, which will be then restrained and held in check until the time when we will need it for the final social cataclysm. Which World War II was pretty much the downfall of the Germans, man. All right, and so when the Nazis fell, those different scientists, man, they got split up, between the different countries, and they're pretty much what helped facilitate the nonsense that goes on now to help destroy Jake, man. But for the most part, it said this war must be brought so that Nazism is destroyed, and that the political Zionists must be strong enough to institute the sovereign state of Palestine and Israel. World War II was pretty much the catalyst to help the so-called Jews get their hands on the land of Israel, man, which came through what's the name of the Balfour Declaration, man, which allowed them to get ownership over the land of Israel, which is why they're in the land right now, man. All right. So World War III, it says the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. Which, before I go into that, I want to show you that World War One and World War II was prophesied in the scriptures, man. All right. So getting into that real quick. Now I'm gonna just go over it briefly. This is Revelation 9 and 12. It says, "One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter." All right, and this first woe is talking about World War One, man. All right, and behold, it says there become two woes more after, which the two woes are talking about World War II and World War III, man. All right, and to show you, like I say, keep on my point. I'm gonna precept this with Revelation 11 and 4. This is Revelation 11 and 4. It says these. Oh, Slaki, hold on. Slaki, wrong precept. Bear with me real quick. Revelation 11 and 14, Salakia. It says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe comes quickly. All right, the second woe is past. Talking about the World War II, man. All right. It says the third woe coming quickly, man. There's been rumors about World War III, for centuries going on now. But like I said, this was prophesied, in the scriptures, of course, but also amongst these elites, amongst Esau, man, amongst the Illuminati, because this was all set in motion to help bring in this new world order. Now I'm gonna go back into this excerpt, that Albert Pike wrote about, in 1871. It reads, "The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agents, agent towards the agents of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world," which pretty much let you know that they was going to set a difference between so-called Christianity and Islam, man. All right, that's why you're seeing a lot of these so-called terrorist attacks, which are really false flags, and majority of the people that they see causing these attacks are so-called Muslims, man. All right, it says the war must be conducted in a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, that's why uh, the so-called most tragic event on American soil, which was 9/11, they had the face of it, which be Osama bin Laden, man, which was a so-called Muslim, all right, and which was really, he was a so-called Arab, man, but he was pretty much, he worked for the CIA, man, so it was an inside job. But like I said, he had nothing to do with 9/11, man. All right, that was an inside job by the elites, to help, pass they pretty much help further their plans, man. Which The main thing that they prospered from 9/11 was them passing the Patriot Act, which made all the Americans domestic terrorists. But you know, not getting away from my point. It says the war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arab world, and political Zionists, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. And they've been pushing this narrative ever since. That's why you are constantly seeing, the if you pay attention to world news, they're always pumping, this image of, how the Middle East hates America. Not Muslim, Syria, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan. They hate Americans, man. They always pushing, these different things. You got Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, ISIS. Uh, I forget the new one. Not ISIS. ISIS is the latest one. The Taliban, and they doing all these things, trying to come against the American government that has their base set up over there in the Middle East, man. But this is all set up, you know, through that puppet government that they got over there in the Middle East, man. Because when you actually do research on who ISIS and Al Qaeda and all them is, man, the Taliban, all they are is CIA agents that's undercover, man. All right. So like I say, this is all pushing the narrative to help push this new world order through the guise of World War III, man. All right. It says, meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the, Salaki, if I butcher his word, nihilist and the atheist, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm which, in all its horror, shall show clearly to the nation the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody of turmoil. So what they're trying to do is eradicate the whole belief of religion, man. All right, and what they're gonna do when they do that is pretty much they're gonna show you that all these religions truly, come to the forefold of being Satanism, man. All right, because to be an atheist, you really worship Satan. All right, it says, then everywhere the citizens are obliged to defend themselves against the world. Minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those, destroy the civilization, and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction and anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in public view. Because, like I said, they're gonna, pretty much let all the light on all these different religions be shown that they're fake, and true gods are gonna be lifted from them, and it's gonna be shown that all these different religions are all gateways for you to be Satanist, man. All right, because to be a Mason first and foremost, 'cause that's what Albert Pike was, man. All right, he was the highest degree you can get in Masonry, which was a 33 degree level, man. He was a Shriner, which, like I said, he came out and said that if you were a Mason, you worship Satan, man. All right, it says this manifestation will result from the general reactionary moment which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquer and exterminate at the same time. So when they set up the New World Order, it's going to be one world government, one world religion, and one world currency, man. All right, ruled by the elites, man. All right, the one world government, which is going to be these elites, calling the shots, and they're going to call the shots by having you people get chipped up, by the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast that the scriptures tell you about in Revelation 13 and 16. All right, the one world religion is going to be Satanism. All right, and you're going to be ruled under iron fist under this devil, man. Cause like I said, you're going to be robots, with that RFID chip following the whim of Satan, man. All right, but like I said, all this goes back to the scriptures, man. Okay, so going back into it, Yahweh Shemel Shai is having all these different things happen in the Middle East concerning this World War III because this is His will, man. All right, like I said, because what you're seeing, they refer to it as the theater of war. All right, now when I googled this definition, all right, you get it says what does theater mean in war? All right, it says in warfare a theater or a theater seeing spelling differences is an area in which important military events occur or are progressing. A theater can include the entirety of the airspace, land, and sea area that is or that may potentially become war operations, which the Middle East has been hot ever since ever since World War II, since these Edomites have has taken over the land of Israel, man. All right, because these Ishmaelites, who are the so-called Arabs, man, they've been at war with the Edomites, who are really the tribe of Amalek. I mean, it's like the house of Amalek, the chief tribe of Edom. You know, ever since then. But from there, it's been turmoil in the Middle East ever since, man. All right, because when Israel got exiled from the land of Israel after 70 A.D., man, Esau has been trying to get right, get his ass in that land, and he was able to do so after World War II through the Balfour Declaration, man. You know, and like I say, there's been turmoil ever since. Now, Yahweh Shemal Shai has had that be a hotbed, you know, for war ever since, man. All right. So, like I said, this is all scriptural. Now, I'm gonna go into how this is Yahweh Shemal Shai is manifesting these things that happen, man. All right. This is Isaiah 34:4. It says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains." Matter of fact, it's a lot. Let me get this first because, like I said, this is a sign to show you that Yahweh Shemal Shai is about to make his return, man. All right. Because it's like I said, it's been rumors of war ever since them kites got over in that land, man. All right, because the leader of the Egyptian at the time that was over there, Muammar Gaddafi. Uh, if I'm saying his name right, Salaki. You know, let me get fact check myself before I say his name wrong. Hold on. Salaki. Gamal Abdul Nasir. He said to the so-called Jews that's over there in the land of Israel. It said you will never be able to live here in peace because you left here black and came back white. All right, because he knew that those people over in the land of Israel are not the real Jews, man. All right, they're Edomites, man. You know, chiefly from the house of Amalek, man. All right, so ever since they got into that land, they've been going forth, doing their thing, which is really pushing forth the New World Order plans of the Illuminati to help, bring in this one world government, man. All right. But you've been hearing about rumors of World War III for centuries now, man. All right, but that's because it's the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Like I said, he's setting the stage for this theater of war, man. All right, this is Matthew 24:6. It reads, "And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man." And the main point was verse 6. It says you're gonna be hearing about wars and rumors of wars, and you've been hearing about that ever since this so-called white man had put his pasty ass over in the land of Israel, man. All right, because he doesn't belong over there because that's not his land. All right, he's not an Israelite. He's not a real Jew, man. All right, but showing you that Yahweh Shemel Shai is having this all happen. You know, he's all has everything taking place over there in the so-called Middle East because that's going to be the main stage for World War III, man. All right, this is Isaiah 13:4. It reads, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle." All right, Salakia. I'm gonna come right back to this. I jumped my list. All right, Salaki, bear with me really quick. I'm gonna get this first and then jump back to that. This is Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore Wait ye upon me, save the Lord, until the day that I rise up to pray. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right. So I got that build on my point. It said that we're supposed to be waiting on the Lord, man, because like I said, the Lord is stirring all this turmoil up in the so-called Middle East, so that He can bring His judgment upon all the nations, man. Because all the nations have to pay for their transgressions against the nation of Israel, man. All right, because all these nations have had a hand in our demise, man. But the main culprit that He's after is the so-called white man, who was the Edomites of the scriptures, man. All right, so that's why He allowed them to do what they've done in the earth, and allowed them to get that land so that He can ultimately use this World War III to allow them to destroy themselves, man. All right. So it said that his determination is to gather the nations, that He may assemble the kingdoms, to pour out uh, his indignation. Which you go into the word indignation, it goes into righteous anger. All right. Okay. How about Shemal Shah is going to allow these other nations to shoot off these nuclear missiles that everybody's been stockpiling to really destroy the so-called white man. All right, because when this World War III officially pops off, man, and these nations uh, push them buttons and send these missiles off, man, all right, all of America is gonna be burnt the hell up, man, and the land of Israel and wherever else these nations it's like these Edomites, dwell at, man. All right, Russia and all these different lands are gonna get hit with these missiles. All right, and Esau's gonna be burnt up, man. All right, so this is the Lord's determination, man. All right, this is His will to allow this to happen, man, so that you can see that Yahweh Shema Shah about to bring down Esau, man, and to further expound that point, because since Esau has been in power, especially in America, man, there's been no peace here, man. All right, this article off of the dailymail.co.uk, it reads what U.S. has been at war 91% of times of its existence. So since the inception of America, it has been at war at 91% of its existence, man. All right, so showing you that hey, this devil is messing up, man. All right, it says the United States has been involved in some war or the other in 214 out of the 235 years of its existence as an independent country. It has often not been the first aggressor in many instances, which the Spirit has said that, man, because, matter of fact, the precept approved, that's scriptural, because, those kites over in the land of Israel are going to actually draw America out to, bring America into the battle in the Middle East, which is going to help bring America down, man. All right, so like me. I'm getting excited over here, man. So my spelling's off. So like me. All right. This is Jeremiah 50:45. It says, "Therefore ye shall hear the counsel of the Lord that He hath taken against Babylon, and His purposes that He hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans," which talking about these Edomites, really everywhere. All right, America and Israel. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. With the least of the flock is actually talking about the Amalekites over in the land of Israel. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely He shall make their habitation desolate with them. They're going to be made desolate through those nuclear missiles that all the other nations are going to shoot off over here in America. But like I said, this is why America has always been at turmoil since its inception, because Yahweh Shemal Shah is using these other nations to pretty much keep America in the mix so that He can destroy them, man. All right, that's why you see America has military bases in majority of the lands, and the lands that don't have the Rothschild banks in, man. All right, He put sanctions on them, man. All right, showing you that the main nations that don't have the banks are who? Russia, China, Iran, Syria. The main nation, North Korea, the main nation that you always hear about shooting nukes over on America is the main nation that they don't that's not playing ball with America, man. All right, it's showing you that this is all playing in Yahweh Shemel Shai's hand, man. All right, so this is why I brought this back out, man. All right, Isaiah 34, like Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the battle. It's like the Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, man, because Yahweh Shemel Shai is raising up these nations to come against America, man. All right, that's why you constantly seeing Syria, well, Assad, North Korea, doing all these missile testings, man. Because they're ready. They're ready to go to war, man. All right, they're ready to shoot these nuclear missiles off, man. That's why you go look further down in this chapter, man. It talks about how these nuclear missiles that's going to be sent from these different countries are going to be shot off and they're going to destroy America, man. But I'm not going to get into that right now because that's not the point of my lesson, man. All right. So you want to go into that, you can read on your own. But like I said, the most point. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 2. Alright, that's I started 1. It says, For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, which the Most High is bringing back that captivity, taking the curses and everything off of, both the kingdoms, man, the southern and northern kingdom, It says, and I will also gather the nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the so-called Middle East. It's the valley of Jehoshaphat. When you go into the word Jehoshaphat, it goes into the Hebrew word Yahweh Shaphat, which is the Yahweh's judgment. All right, so the so-called Middle East is the hotbed of Yahweh Shem Shai's judgment, man. All right, that's going to be the setting when Yahweh Shai cracks them clouds on that massive fellowship, man, along with the host of angels. That's going to be the beginning of the fight. That's going to end Esau's kingdom, man. All right. And it says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, a part of my land. That's why I say the other nations, they're going to take part in that judgment too, man. Because like I said, they all have a hand in our destruction, man. All right, and the perfect proof of that is Psalm 83, which I'm not going to get, man. All right, but Psalm 83 shows you that all these nations conspired together to take down our people, man. All right, so-called Negro Latino and Native Americans. All right, so that's why you constantly, getting these feeds about how these other nations are coming against Esau, But jumping down to verse 10, it says, Job 3 and 10. Start Job 3 and 9. It's like it says, Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. That's why you have these so-called weak nations. Which, when I say weak, man, I'm talking about the nations that you are mainly known for, like agriculture, man. All right, they're putting away those that money for farming to invest in nuclear missiles, man. All right, they buying up all the what's the name of that uranium and all that, so they can stockpile these weapons, so they can help rain down the judgment upon America and Israel, man. All right, it says Job 3 and 11. It says, "Assemble yourselves, come ye all ye nations, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty one to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." All right, that's why Yahweh Shema Shai is having all the nations come down upon the so-called Middle East, man. Like I said, that's the hotbed for his judgment, man. All right, that's where he's gonna put all of the nations. So when he returns, man, they all gonna see him, and they're gonna cease their fighting against each other and try to fight against the Lord, and they're gonna be utterly destroyed, man. All right. It says, "Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitude in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision." Which the valley of division, like the valley of decision, like I said, is the Middle East, man. When the Lord comes in between these nations in fighting, man. All right, they're going to cease from them fighting against each other and band together and try to fight against the Lord and be destroyed, man. All right, the Lord's going to utterly destroy these nations, man. That's why you constantly hearing about World War III, man, because he's setting the stage, man. like I said, this is a gigantic game of chess that you're seeing the Lord, play, man. All right, all these nations, he's setting up his pawns, he's setting up the rook, the bishop, the everything, So when that king makes his move, which the king is gonna be Yahweh Shah, man. All right, when he makes his move, man, all right, he's gonna knock everybody out, man. All right, he's gonna destroy everything because that's the will of the Lord. That's why I said that this World War III is in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah's heart, man. Because like I said, this World War III will be used to be the downfall of Edom, man. Edom Esau, man. All right. So with that being said, I pray this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Makar So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to say double honors to my apostle, elder, the great millstone of time and his truth that rule well, and peace and blessing to the elect that's out there pushing this word and risking their lives, for their family, and whatnot, man. Until next time, I want to say shalom.